Hi guys, good to see you again. If you're new to my channel, then welcome. Today I have for you a neck and shoulder and a little bit into the upper back stretch as well. Now, I don't know about you, but these are areas that I find get quite tight and tense. And without even realizing, sometimes your shoulders are creeping up to your ears and you have to make a real effort to shrug them back and down. We are going to stay fairly low level for this class, either seated or kneeling. And to that end, I have a blanket. This is just for my knees. I'm feeling a little bit delicate in the knee department these days. So this is just to pad out the floor a little bit. I've also got a block. Again, this is not necessary at all, but in a twist that we're going to be doing, sometimes it feels nice just to bring the floor up towards you, to find that openness through the body, because in this practice we are very much trying to open out through the front of the body and find the absolute opposite action of this forward folding, which for most of us we tend to do quite a lot during the day. So to begin, we are going to start seated. Now you can sit cross-legged, you can sit on a cushion, on a block, or you can even come into kneeling. I'm actually going to come into kneeling today for the start of this practice. So close down your eyes if you would like to, and just give your shoulders a good old shrug and roll. Bring a little bit of movement into them. Just taking a lovely deep breath in through your nose, releasing out through your mouth, using that exhale as a kind of sigh to soften, relax the body, actively dropping the shoulders down as you sigh that breath away. Now we can just stay here for a couple of breaths just to bring us into this moment, so we become fully aware of how our body is going to move. As always, practicing with mindfulness, tuning into the cues that your body is giving you, so you know if you can go a little bit further in a posture or if you need to rein it in a little bit. We are going to start with some neck stretches. So begin just by taking your right ear over towards your right shoulder. And immediately you're getting this gorgeous stretch down the left side of your neck. And you can stay here. You can allow the effects of gravity just to draw the ear closer to the shoulder, making sure that you're not lifting the shoulder up to meet the ear. Or maybe just taking your right hand and placing it to the left side of your head. And without force, so you're not drawing your head down towards your shoulder, you're just letting gravity and the weight of your hand and your arm increase that stretch. And to take it one stage further, you can take that left hand out to the side, extending your fingertips away from you. Drawing that deep breath in through your nose and releasing out through your nose as well. Just softening into this posture. Being aware of the muscles around your jaw as well, so trying not to clench into your jaw. Let's release the hands. Let your chin drop down towards your chest, stretching down through the back of the neck here. And then as you lift your chin, we're going to take our left ear over towards our left shoulder. Same thing on this side. You can just let gravity work its magic, or you can take your left hand over onto the right side of your head, drawing it down and then reaching the fingertips towards the side a little bit. One side will feel different to the other. We are not symmetrical beings, so don't expect it to look or even feel the same. Okay, let's bring that head back to center. I'm going to have to come off my ankles now. Absolutely killing me. That was probably a bad judgment to sit on my heels. And we're going to drop the chin towards the chest once more. Now this time we can take our hands, interlace the fingers, take them behind the back of the head. And again, as we were doing with the side stretches, using the weight of the hands and the arms to draw the head down. Take your elbows in a little bit closer and just feeling this lovely stretch down through the back of the neck into the very top part of the spine. Feel free to stay here as long as you want to in these stretches. I'm just taking a few breaths, but if you feel you would like to stay here longer, just pause the video, take a few breaths, and then rejoin whenever you're ready. Okay, let's release out of that. Oh, that feels so lovely, doesn't it? Give our shoulders a little roll back and down. I'm just going to move my block to the front, getting it ready for when I need it. Let's come over onto all fours, stacking the old wrists underneath the shoulders, I nearly said hips, knees underneath the hips, and just moving our spine through our cat-cow. Just move back a little bit here. So we lift the tailbone, drop the belly, and draw those shoulders back and down, opening out through the front of your throat and the front of the chest. And as we exhale, just reversing that movement, tucking the chin to the chest, sending the spine towards the ceiling, getting that gorgeous stretch across your shoulder blades. Just moving between these two postures a couple of times. Taking a deep inhale as we open out and exhaling all that tension away as we round through the spine. Let's just do one more. Opening out as we breathe in and curling in as we breathe out. Wonderful. Okay, taking ourselves back onto all fours. We are just going to lift our left arm up towards the ceiling, holding it here, noticing how this feels. And then as we exhale, we're going to take that arm through, thread it underneath the right as we drop down onto our left shoulder, reaching your right arm to the ceiling, and then wrapping that hand behind the back. If we can, leveling off the hips. Very difficult to see what I'm doing as I'm kind of upside down and away from the camera. But hopefully you're feeling some sensation through that right shoulder, a good sensation, not a bad sensation. Pushing the back of your left arm into the floor to help with your stability. As you take your next inhale, we're going to reach that right arm back up. Take the hand to the floor, use that to push you back up as we reach the left arm up and we take that hand down to the floor. We're just going to come onto the opposite side now. So taking our right arm up. Just this movement in itself feels so good. As we exhale, we take it down, dropping it underneath the left arm. Right side of the head comes to the earth. We reach that left arm up and then we take that hand and we wrap it behind the back. So we are drawing this top shoulder back. We're getting stretches down parts of the front of the chest that normally wouldn't see too much of a stretching action. And then we inhale that left arm back up, take it down, use that to push you up, unthread your right, another gorgeous big stretch up, taking that hand down towards the floor. So we sit the bottom back towards the heels now, coming into a child's pose. Now, you can have your toes touching and walk your knees a little bit wider. And then from here, walking your arms out in front of you. The forehead can drop to the floor. I'm going to muffle myself with my t-shirt. The forehead can drop to the floor. I need to sort this out. That's better. Make sure you can hear me. The forehead drops to the floor and we come onto our fingertips. Resting the head on a blanket or a block if this feels a little easier for you. And the action of coming onto the fingertips works its magic to the top part of your back, down the sides of the top part of the back as well. And if you want to notice the difference, just take your palms to the floor and then return onto the fingertips. See what feels best for you. Take a nice deep breath in through your nose, maybe exhaling through your mouth, again using it as a sigh to relax your body into the floor. Taking those palms back down towards the earth, walking yourself all the way back in. And we are going to come into a low lunge position now. So this is where my blanket is going to come into its own. I'm just going to move it to the front so I can rest my bent knee on it. Okay, so let's start with our left foot in front of you. Now again, I'm going to bring the block in. Optional to have the block. Just move myself around a bit, can't quite find my happy space today. Okay, so we're in our low lunge position. Just shifting your hips forwards a little bit so you're getting a stretch down the front of your right thigh, but we're not collapsing our upper body. We are staying lifted through the upper body as we root down through that front foot. Bring your hands behind you, interlace your fingers or just touch your palms together and take those knuckles down towards the floor. So try and keep your lower body quite still, quite stable. Bring the hands down to the earth, which opens out through the front of your body and squeezes your shoulder blades together behind you, maybe even looking up towards the ceiling if balance allows. And then, depending on the flexibility and mobility of your shoulders, you can experiment with taking your arms at a little bit of a distance away from the back of your body. Nice deep breath. And then as you exhale, releasing your hands, we're going to take our right hand down to the floor. Just move that left foot maybe a little further towards the left side of your mat. We are going to increase our lunge posture by maybe taking that right knee back a little bit. Now, the reason I have the block is to lift the floor up to me. So by resting my right hand on the block, you're opening out your chest. You're not collapsing into the space on the inside of your front leg. Open the chest, reach the arm up. Now we can stay here or maybe experiment by dropping that front leg out to the side and taking this left arm behind the back. So we're increasing the twist, bringing some extra movement into the shoulder, the middle part of your back, the upper part of your back. And if it's too much on your neck to look up, then just take your gaze down towards the floor. Okay, let's swap the legs over now. So we are going to take our left knee to the floor, bring our right leg in front. So this time I'm going to show you without the block, just so that you can see the difference. So we start in our lunge position, just shifting the hips forward, staying quite stable through our legs, and we are going to reach our hands behind us, interlace our fingers once more, send those knuckles down towards the earth, shining your heart forward, lifting your gaze, maybe bringing your arms at a little distance away from your body here. And then from this position, take your hands to the inside of your right foot. Just walk your right foot slightly to the side. Keep your left hand to the floor. So if you do find you are collapsing, bring that block into the equation. Push the earth away. Rotate through your upper body as you reach your right arm up towards the ceiling. And then from here, taking that hand, wrapping it behind the back. And if you want, you can drop your right knee out to the side, or you can keep the sole of your foot glued to the floor here. It's not so much about the hips in this posture, it is more about our shoulders, our neck, and the mid part of our back. Lovely. Okay, let's bring ourselves back down and out of this posture. Now, to finish with, we are going to do a couple of poses just with our arms and our upper body. So again, coming into any comfortable seated position that works for you. I'm going to revisit sitting on the heels again and hopefully don't get cramped this time. We're going to open our arms out wide in this goddess arm position. So shoulders and elbows roughly in line. Let's turn our palms to face forward, drawing our elbows back a little bit, maybe introducing a slight arch through the spine, maybe even looking up towards the ceiling. This is a variation of a cat-cow, but we're doing it seated. So as we inhale, we find that opening through the front of the body. And then as we exhale, we're going to bring our arms in front of us, wrapping one arm over the other and giving ourselves a big hug, rounding through the spine, tucking your chin to your chest. And then as we inhale, we're just going to open the arms out. And as we exhale, crossing your arms in the opposite direction, finding that hug, rounding through the spine as you tuck inwards. I'm going to turn to the side just so that you can see that action from the side as well. So we open out as we breathe in, and then as we exhale, maybe exaggerating it a little bit more, rounding your spine, getting your chin quite close down towards your chest, and then we inhale and we open out once more. Exhale, recrossing the arms in the opposite direction if you remember to do so. Just a couple more here, moving with your breath, opening out through your chest, squeezing your shoulder blades together. Last time, let's come in. Wonderful. And releasing out of that, giving your shoulders another little roll and a shrug. And hopefully you're feeling that they are moving a little bit more freely. Giving your neck a few rolls as well, maybe even repeating the gentle stretch from side to side, just to notice the difference at the end of the sequence from the beginning as well. I hope you enjoyed that very short shoulder stretch, quite tricky to say. I love making these videos for you and would be so grateful if you would share them with your friends so more people can experience the joy of yoga. See you on the mat again very soon.